Hi everyone, this is Sandy, this is Cody, and today's video is going to be how I stretch him for flexibility and making sure that we avoid injuries when we actually go out to the arena and ride. It's a really good idea that you do stretch your horse, but from taking him, well, let me back up. Cody's a performance horse. He's a retired reining horse. He turned 20 this year, so we are semi-retired. We are beginning to show in the ranch riding, which we're having so much fun doing that. Last summer was our first attempt, and we did pretty darn good, but I think he's enjoying it without the pressures on his ligaments of the sliding stops and the supersonic spins and all. I mean, we still have maneuvers like that, but they're very low key, and we're just having a good time. Keeping your performance horse fit is another thing. We've had 5 months of pretty crappy weather, I mean, to say the least, with gale force winds, snow, rain, all the things. And I have not been able to ride him hardly at all. I think I rode him maybe 4 times the entire winter. So we're taking him from couch potato to back to performance at a semi-high level. We'll see how it works, but I'm taking it slow and steady. And I'm not an expert. I'm not a vet. I'm not a chiropractor. I'm just a horse girl that really wants to learn about how to keep my horse in tip-top shape. So I do a lot of research, a lot of reading, and I follow some of the top trainers and vets and chiropractors, hi baby, that I believe in that would help me and Cody excel, okay, without hurting ourselves. We want to keep him safe and sound. We want to also keep ourselves safe and sound. Just because he hasn't been ridden in, and he's pretty broke. What I mean by that, I can get on and pretty much, after a month of not riding or 5 months of not riding, get on and ride him and he'd be perfectly fine. However, they get into the habit of, whether they're turned out, they're herd bound, they have their buddies out here. He hasn't been off the ranch in 5 months. So there will be some indications. So it's my job to really pay attention to him, his nervous system, his high alertness, his spookiness, if there's any holes that I need to work on before we go to shows, so I can get them clear and comfortable here, and then take him out for a schooling or just take him out on a trail, get him off the ranch where I can really develop, some fine tuning on him. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the stretches I do that I've learned that help him limber up, so to speak, and become a little more flexible before we get in the saddle and do a lot of, walk, trot, and loping. Okay, so I want to make sure that he is taken care of. So I hope you can see me here. The first stretch I want to do is a cat-cow. If you're familiar with the yoga term cat-cow, it's the same thing with horses. We want to lift his back up so it contracts and expands, and then hold for 5 seconds and allow him to rest. Now, how we do that is you're going to see a very subtle lift of his back. And I'm going to take 4 fingers, these fingers right here, and I'm going to put them about 5 hands, maybe 3 hands, right in front of his belly button, right on his core or his abdomen. And I'm just going to tell him, hey, I'm coming. He knows, okay, I'm scratching now. And he thinks he's going to get a cookie because I'll show you that next. So I'm going to take these fingers and I'm going to put them here. And if you watch the top of his back, you'll see him raise up. And you want to make sure they're fairly square in both feet, which he is right now. So I'm going to ask him and I'm going to press hold for 5 seconds, and down. You can see him lifting up, rounding his back, hold, 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 and release, okay? This is a cat cow. We're gonna do this about 3 to 5 times. Do you see the lift? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. This allows his spine to really stretch out because this is where our saddle lays, obviously. This is where we sit. So all of our weight, not only of the saddle, but us as riders, are right across the back muscles here. So the more you can stretch these, the better for them. And then you can really figure out if there's any soreness, through the back, okay? Because if he's hesitant on lifting any of this, then I'm gonna know that he's got a little bit of a sore back. So I'm gonna do it again. 4 fingers, find the middle, press, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. It's a slight movement, but this is so beneficial for him. The second I'm going to do is right behind his tail. On either side of his tail, I'm going to take just the palm of my hands on one side starting, and I'm going to push and hold for 5 seconds. You should see a rotation of his barrel, hopefully, if I do this right. And I'm going to push, and he has to compensate, and I'm going to release. Good boy. Make sure you can stand behind your horse like this. If you have any hesitation about getting directly behind him for fear of getting kicked or whatever, God forbid, you can do it from here on each side. That way you're out of the way of his hind leg. Now I'm going to do it again, right here. One side of his tail. Straighten up. And I'm going to push. And I'm going to release. Good boy. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. The other side of his tail. I'm going to push. And I'm going to release. You're going to hold it for 5 or 10 seconds. And I'm going to ask him to square up. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, good boy. He's just moving around. I'm going to do it one more time. 3, 4, 5, and release. Now, this is the fun stretch. I was probably out of the camera at that point. I apologize. So I'm going to untie him. And I'm going to do what I call carrot stretches. I mean, it's a term that everybody understands. He's already ready. He knows the drill. So I'm going to ask him to stretch his ears parallel. Come on. And hold, 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 hold. Come on, Cody. Hold, hold, hold. If he doesn't hold it, and we're just starting this is our 2nd week, although I try to stretch him throughout the riding season all the time, before and after I ride. If he's unable to hold that stretch, that's okay. Okay, he's just stiff, and he'll get it. Cody, stretch, 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 stretch. And as they get more flexible, you can stretch them all the way back to their stifle. That's a really good. Let me get into the camera a little bit more. Okay. Next stretch. We want to do a flexion stretch. Okay. This is breaking at the pole in his whole top line. We're going to ask him to come to his chest and see he's leaning towards the right, which is some stiffness over here. Ideally, you want him straight, like Just straight up and down like that. We're going to flex him again at the pole. All the way to the pole. Hold, hold, hold. Good boy. Oh, I have one more cookie. It's okay. Come here, baby. Okay. All right. The next one is his top line. All of his back muscles, really up until the neck portion, is I'm going to ask him to reach down between his legs, and he's going to snatch some grass. So you're going to want to do these on both sides of your horse to get the most benefit. And then go ahead and saddle and have your ride. And when you're done riding, stretch them all again, the same carrot stretches, we call them. And you'll see a huge difference. The more you do it, the more flexible they're going to be, the more he'll be able to reach. I mean, he can reach back to his hindquarters alone to swat a fly or to bite a fly. I know that without having him move his legs, he'll be able to do that the more I ask of him and stretch him those ways. So until next video, thanks for watching. Follow me on My Horse and Me. This is Cody and Sandy, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.